Crazy how nature do that. But we have our map veto up on the screen.
Where will we go? Will we get a repeat map? Not of Consulate, that's for sure.
It's literally impossible.
Cafe is still a possibility here to have that again. Bank border. No surprise. Nope. So GiFu does not want to play Cafe then.
And Clubhouse.
All right. So interesting choice because both these teams have played it once and the exact same scoreline against them both times 3-7.
That's Clubhouse, not Villa, by the way.
Yeah.
Even though
I mean, the picture, that's fine. The picture of Clubhouse is kind of weird too, but you know.
It's not that.
Maybe they're holding the club in Villa this time. You know, they've moved the party.
That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
It's like watching Elite. You know the show? It's like a Spanish show.
Then that's why I don't know.
Yeah. Well, everybody knows Money Heist.
That's true. Advertising makes sure of that.
Well, that's it. We are getting ready to go. Everybody's already in and waiting for us. So what do you guys think about this?
You were right last match. We'll give it to you. All right.
X gonna give it to you. There you go. 70%.
Watch GiFu win, though, just because, like...
Dude, stop.
Unpredictability.
Stop. There's so many GiFu fans right now that are getting ready to get on the subreddit. Like last time, it's like, I'm so proud of GiFu. They got 5 rounds. They lost 7-5, but they
really
improved so much.
They really need to not only improve, but stay out of relegation so they can get an org that can pay them, because I don't think they get paid by GiFu. So.
Zero. Well, no, GiFu is literally like their own
that's what I mean. Like, I don't think they get paid in any way. So, like, they kind of need to get going, because they had ends and then lost ends. And that's unfortunate.
They stream, but that's about it. I mean, Yuna streams like Assetto Corsa or whatever every now and then. Shate streams pretty much daily. But yeah, Boonsey is like non-existent on socials. Never really has been a man for it.
But he's been around a long time too, which is funny.
Yeah,
Shate tried to make a living off just socials, but he couldn't help but go back to playing.
Yeah, but I mean, his stream is fairly successful, I want to say.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he sticks around. And it's always funny when people are like, I'm retiring to be a community creator, or content creator, and then
maybe KS
come
can
back.
do that.
Good recommendation. Let's see what the bands end up being in terms of operators. Good luck and have fun. And it's very nice of him. Not just the simple GL, HF, the laziness that Doki went with. Shate really writing it out. Maverick ban on Clubhouse is certainly not unusual. It's always makes Kaid's job a little more interesting, though. And, of course, poor Capitao not getting to play at all today. He just gets to sit on the old operator ban bench, as he's been banned all 3 maps so far. Poor guy. You make him better, and he just doesn't get to play. Ironic. Maestro going to go, and we have seen Echo left on the board the last 2 matches. Will it go this time? Because you probably don't want Mira here as well. So, all right. Echo play today for sure. Hopefully these teams are prepared for it and ready to play Echo, so we'll actually see some good play. We definitely saw quite a bit of it on Consulate. Hard Breachers, though, going to have a fun job. There is at least both of the Thermite and Habana left alive, but Thatcher going to be all the more important now to help make sure that job gets done without the Maverick. We will start down in Church, as many teams, but not all teams do. Castle, always an interesting choice for Church, if he's not going to 6th pick off of it and just using that as a bait to make them think they could play a different bomb site. But we'll see. And there we go. And he's going to sneak in the Valkyrie instead. And Save's also going to sneak in the Buck. Definitely going to be helpful here. But maybe doesn't... I don't think the Buck matters as much for this bomb site as he can be impactful on the other 2. But sometimes that's more so with Maverick in a way as well, because you end up with the Maverick tricking. And obviously that's not going to be a play here. Good thing, though, of course, that they have both the Habana and the Thermite, because there's hatches and walls you might want to open, and you need both of those to really get everything going. So we'll see how things go.
Shield for Boonsey on Black Box.
Okay. I like how it's facing outwards, though, in case they open that wall, which they definitely can.
That's what you're expecting when you run that strat, right?
But a lot of times you end up also facing the other direction fighting it. So you could go either way. We see a lot of people also opening the bar holes there. G2 really digging it in there, huh? It's a good thing they won, or they would have looked kind of silly.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah. I like how we're integrating the social smack talks now. This is great.
Yeah.
It's not quite the Steve-O tweet from Space Station, but...
Oh, God, no, that's crazy. Space Station definitely has the best videos.
They are so good at
like,
social.
If you're listening right now, that is amazing. What you do is amazing.
Kudos to you guys.
Yeah, kudos. But G2 on socials is definitely... They're definitely up there.
I gotta say, I actually really appreciate all the videos they make with the players. like all the different things that they do. It's really insightful, and I don't know. Anyways, I know that match was last match, but yeah, keep it up. We'd like to see that from every team.
Let's do more of that with Navi.
Definitely.
Oh, I loved when they had that documentary with Wilkie, and we could see him on a tank.
Yeah, the old tank commander.
Yes.
Self. Well, it looks like they had a second shield there for the end of hallway. That's something you don't see very often, but is actually a smart idea in terms of the way you can use the shields now. You don't necessarily have to just use a crack on them. You can take advantage of seeing through the actual shield. And playing that hallway is usually peak city, where people are just kind of strafing around. Oh, he's going to get busted there, but no one punishing him just yet. Citizen hoping to, though. But they know someone's going to pressure him, but they've also got, I think, Nello looking to come around for flank. But Eunice has taken a bit of damage in the process. He's going to just push back, which is good because, of course, Stun's coming out there from the lifeline so he can safely vault in the window while Saves is opening up the floor. And, oh, it gets opened even wider by Shate, just deleting him with that C4. Well done from the Bandit, having lost, or not the Bandit, but the Valkyrie, who had been 6th pick too. Because if it had been Castle, of course, he wouldn't have had a C4, so 6th pick already working out.
Hey, don't leak the operator changes.
Right? They're listening right now with like a slight delay, right?
No.
Kendrew holding an angle.
They're still in the EMP, and we'll come down to support Kendrew. There you go.
He's going to catch it.
Wall's going to be opened up. One player on the floor, and there's a successful trick.
Sounded like it.
Yeah, exothermic charge was lost. So Habana's going to have to use up part of her utility. And it was very well done here by Boonsi because, oh no, I say that, but he messes it up. Dashes right into Kendrew, who finds the kill. Eunice finds Doki. And Kendrew fighting in the back. As
the dance.
It really is a dance. Dance of death.
Well,
great song as well.
A lot of slowdown here, but the shots being hit by Navi are working out, but getting traded back by Zissou. Now man advantage and 28 seconds left for this attack to go through.
There's a punch hole into the wall. We're trying to fight the back. Movataha will be lost as the Echo goes for the gunfight. Not sure why you would go for that. Jonas and Shot there, last two alive.
15 seconds left.
Ex-teammates and back to it. Go have the crossfire. It's actually Jonator, excuse me. Jonator. Shot it. So my entire last point was completely moved there. Hey man, there's ex-teammates and they're back together. It's like the band being brought. It's, the Expendables.
Keep going.
I'm digging myself into a hole, aren't I? Get me out.
Well, great round though by Zissou. I mean, there was a lot of good shots being hit by both players, or both teams rather. Nello especially was hitting a lot of the shots. You saw the play with the Echo trying to play behind the shield. And it completely working against him because it just exposed his head, made the one thing that he could hit, take him out, and just great shots from Thermite as well, hitting shots on the players inside the blue hallway. But the trades back from Zissou were there. Starting with that initial C4 kill especially, that freed up a lot of movement, taking down the Buck player. Great start for Zissou to put a hurt on the Navi, but now Bomb Site's going to switch here to Cash, their secondary, see how they can defend this. Now, of course, they are going to be able to deny the wall forever here because there is going to be a Thermite and a Thatcher. And of course, if the Habana, if they want to use it, they've got the Zofia to be able to stun the animation so that Shate can't trick it necessarily if they time that right. But of course, you expose yourself a little bit to try and do that. So we could see a bit of back and forth here trying to get that wall open. But without a Maverick, there's no completely safe way to do it. But at least they won't be running the Kaid to make it even harder. So, gonna be looking here for any spawn peeks and opening up windows. No head clicking like Fabian was doing just yet.
Nope. I think Zissou just want to stay back and sit inside the site. It's great on this side specifically to not have to deal with the Capitao. Navi definitely don't want to play against the Capitao once they hit their defensive side, so that's why you see the ban coming up from them.
Here we go, going for the safer way to play this is you can still hit the animation style from here without having to do it from the window instead, so good timing here potentially, but you've got to coordinate this well, and I'm not sure. Oh, there we go.
It's done. We just didn't see it.
I didn't see the sparks, yeah. Yep. Well done. So that is going to push Shate back now right into the shots of Nello. Usually the rappel is on the side that Citizen's on, but or the east side, but nicely done by Nello. Oh, the angle that Shate was not expecting. Eunice also has taken a lot of damage in the meantime, and it's going to be essential as he is carrying, I imagine, a C4 as well. So that's going to be essential to try and stall out a plant along with Boonsy's smokes.
Yeah, so Eunice, we just saw, is playing inside a bar, so you can deal with him, or you can just leave him until the end of the round.
Nice throw.
So,
Garage doors getting open as well for angles. Try and clear garage as best as they can. I'm not sure if anyone's playing the catwalk, but of course, it is essential to open up from below to help clear that out.
There is Jan.
Yep.
You kind of have to have someone there.
Jaeger's always a good candidate for that.
It's all right. You can put ADS down for yourself. There's no Doc, no Maestro for that position, who are more the likely players for it. Oh, Movitaho taking out Doki, and the second as well. Saves. They walk in. They're checking the top. They're so busy with the Jaeger.
Yeah, Yonard is just a distraction at that point. As Kendrew finishes him off. So at least they traded it on the 2 kills that Legion got.
Zofia walks right on in as well, and Movitaho drops one more. Eunice is going to fall back at half HP.
If they know he's downed and they might go for a pickup, they could bait off of a jump out.
I don't think they know. Citizen is still on the floor. Nobody moved up to go for the kill on him, and
it's just burning time.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Oh, he picked himself back up because, of course, it was Zofia.
He's Polish.
I still don't know why you think that's the thing, but okay.
I live in Poland, man. I've been living in Poland for
yeah, and I haven't seen anyone else pick themselves up after getting shot. I mean, maybe I'm just not going to the right places.
Exactly. There's a few bars here and there. So Movitaho is still playing from below. It's very difficult to deal with him. He takes a bit of damage, but Kendrew actually goes for the plant. Oh, they hear him. Smoke's going to be thrown out. Kendrew's have half HP. Oh no, he's forced back. 1 kill for Citizen, but Boonsy on the refrag pulls out the shotgun, holds it in a very odd way. Should be enough to just click the button right in the face. That's the fuser on the floor. No time left, and round is done. Sisu secure, round number 2. My.
Well done. Boonsy and Eunice were critical in that, but Movitaho's 2 kills, or Movitaho, I don't even know how to say it, in the garage though. Absolutely pivotal. Yonitor unfortunately wasn't able to get any, but he was just a good enough distraction for them to make it really punishing to play. But the fact that he couldn't finish off the 3rd kill onto Zofia could have really worked against them, but it's such low health, didn't really matter, and especially with being able to force the thermite off, knowing that the plant was going down, of course. Something to keep in mind for people who are just tuning in, that bar that we see showing the diffuser being planted, the enemy team doesn't see that. Because I don't know if everyone, that jumps in realizes that, but so they don't know unless they have some kind of visual or sound or just game sense to realize the plant is going down. It's essential to know that, to time those smokes just right. And Eunice was just holding the breach hole as well to make sure that no one came around. Is also being able to hit anyone who might come around from the window. So just great coverage between those two. Made sure that was almost a futile attempt at that point. Of course, Smoke being so great with the shotgun as well on top of his having SMG-11. He has 2 great guns that are so pivotal on those defenses, which is of course why he's such a standard defense operator. So this isn't going to be bringing the Jackal this time though. Finally changing up a little bit. And that is a good one for Jim because people do have to roam a bit. And you want to know, are people playing in the cache site, for example? Having the ability to see footprints will definitely assist with that. If you're starting to push in there, same with being able to see the footprints in connector or people rotating the logistics, being able to see their footprints from the hatch. A lot of different things you can do with that Jackal. And first Alibi getting brought as well here. This is one of the bomb sites you do see Alibi for though. This and cache.
Yeah, but it really depends on how you roam with it, or even if you will end up roaming with it, right? I feel like the operator's kind of hit or miss.
Well, that one's hit.
That's a hit from Doki. Shot taken away. Leaves the Alibi still in play here. Citizen might be able to scan some footprints, but I don't believe Movitaho got anywhere near this part of the map, so shouldn't be the one being taken out. And there's the stun. Won't even need a second one as Eunice will be pulled back. This is why you use the Zofia, even if she's more suited to the crowd control, the CC play with her stuns. The Gizmut still works so well to deny the bandit tricks. You go for an EMP and then it's done after it, and you are all done and done for the wall. Citizen coming up from the flank and is slowly make his way up the barbed wire.
It is risky leaving it there in case you need to push back, but
there's nobody meeting him here as he enters. There's definitely someone watching the angle, and you see that's Vincere. The bandit has been spotted. Yunus's position has been known. Impact grenade will be thrown out, but no! Movitaho right into the welcoming arms. And magazine of Kendra, he'll find 1 kill. Smoke of Vincere at least takes no damage, but things kind of slow down for Sisu. Map control firmly for Na'Vi at 1:13.
Much better round for Na'Vi.
No, Vincere hits the headshot, that's what you needed, and a smoke in case somebody's walking up the stairs. Yunus with a nitro cell close up a death hallway, how we want to call it. Saves, gets Vincere eliminated before he can use his last 2 smokes, but Yonador ultra refrag on Doki. 3v2 with plenty of utility left here for Na'Vi, but that nitro cell might really help Sisu later on. Alibi trap has been sprung. The Prisma has been shot through. Yunus unfortunately dropped. Oh, perfect for Na'Vi. They can just walk on in and plant. Yonador is the last man alive. They'll have to rotate all the way around the map, unsure of where to find them, and in the secret vault. So Zofia had a peek. And that's the head. Na'Vi find a round.
It's about time, too. They were definitely off to a bit of a slow start, but some of that was a lot of peaks not working out for Sisu. I mean, I guess one of them wasn't a peak. It was an impact nade attempt to stop that. It was a good idea, but completely read into and predicted. So well done. Good bait, basically, with those X-Gyros, but also the early kill on the Shate, a peak that was a little bit unnecessary. Those kinds of things cost them the round, just dying to simple, small things, and then a manpower advantage, and of course walls being open. Na'Vi just had to push in. So we will go to church now. They've done the rotation, so they're going to go back on down. Obviously, they could do gym again, but they're not going to because there's no reason to. You're going to be bringing that echo again, looks like here. Should be pretty helpful downstairs.
Need to locate
but no castle. Obviously, they were just teasing that last time. See if we get the same shield setup. Looks like Kendra doing pretty well there. 4-3-2-1 going down the line. So overall, everyone kind of contributing, some more than others in terms of kills, but I think everyone kind of contributing to the team play at the very least. There's a shield being set up instead for the memorial doorway, otherwise known as Moto. So the question is, will we get another one on the doorway down to the hallway? I mean, it was a good idea. I liked it. Same with the one that was on the black box, but neither of those really contributed, unfortunately, too much for the defense. Shate also last time getting that C4 kill that I got to imagine that they'd be a little bit prepared for this time, but they're also not bringing the buck this time. Citizen again going to continue with the Jackal. And even more useful, I feel like, on this bomb site to clear that much quicker to make sure there's no rotations anywhere. It's too bad for him he can't see the footprints through his drone. He can save her, of course.
Yeah.
But everyone would hate that.
Dude, that would be a definite buff.
I would like to see more attacker drones have some modes of some kind that's related to the operator.
That's a good point. I quite like that. There's only Twitch.
I still want the suicide flashbang drone that just goes in and just pops. Just flash the team.
Like a controlled flashbang.
Yeah, that would be, I don't know. I always liked that idea for some reason.
Remote controlled.
Just because people just think, you know, it looks like a regular drone. People are like, oh, should I shoot it? I shoot it at night? And then all of a sudden they're blind. Someone pushes them.
Oh, that would be so annoying.
Oh, I'm sure it would be.
I guess that's the whole point.
I would use it.
Yeah, of course. Not surprised. Well, here we are. Na'Vi have really taken a lot of time to enter into the building, and really, I guess, no fault of Sisu's. Sisu hasn't really done anything in the round. They've stayed back. They've held back information as much as they can.
There was the shield on the hallway again, it looked like.
Second shield in here. Unfortunately, Goyo is not available in play.
No, that's going to be... I think Goyo's going to get played.
In my opinion, right now, he should be banned every time if he gets played. He's just too good. But, hey, here we are. Nello's going to have to fall back. 2 players, actually. Double pressure from Sisu up on blue.
Yeah, this is really good because it's already a minute and a half in, and they're still pushing back members of Na'Vi.
It's a very impressive play, I have to say.
The barricade being up just to slow them down.
Why not? Right? You got the time for it. You really want to scare your opponents for as much as you can. Shockwire will come in, and there's one stun. You're unsure of where to trick, and Yunus is going to be stuck in place. This is Habana pellets that have exploded near him, as well as the hole. There we go. Finally explode.
Doing pretty poor on health. And there he goes.
Right in the leg. Took an arrow to the knee and a bullet to the knee. Kendra with one, Doki with the second. The Jaeger peeks around. Yoniter solo on HP, but he's able to drop the diffuser carrier. 3 versus 4, and the gunfight in blue is lost by Sisu. This might spell disaster for them, as now the flank completely wide open. You have to split your manpower. You don't have much of it, much in the way of HP anyways. Yoniter barely holding on for dear life, close to the A-bomb. He's got Black Box near him as well. Impenetrable. Big support of his position. Yoniter fires into one, finds saves, and close to finding the second. He actually does. He trades with Doki. With 10 seconds left, Shate's left alive. He's got more HP than the 2 other players combined. Jackal doing work. Citizen finds Shate. That's the end of it.
And it seemed like a little bit of indecision by Shate there is what cost him. He just was not sure how he was going to be taking those fights. Lack of intel ultimately costing him the round, but good push by Navi. They got stalled out a lot early on, but once these things started opening up and they were able to get the church wall open and put a ton of pressure on, first getting the kill, of course, onto the bandit, and then trying to put a lot of pressure on Yoniter, who had already been hit for quite a bit of damage, despite the fact, though, he was able to trade back a few kills, and overall, that was actually not too bad of a round from either team, but Navi, of course, coming out on head, having the 2-man advantage despite the health disadvantage, as you mentioned. Shate, unfortunately, not going to stick with the Clash. He's going to tease it, go back to the Valkyrie match like he did with the Castle before, and they're going to try Church again because this is their better bomb site, as I think. So why not go there again if you can? Obviously, they didn't earlier because they couldn't, because they won it and had to go to Cash. Yoniter up there with 6. Eunice not doing great on kills, but definitely contributing. See the 3 assists there. Overall, I'd say both these teams playing about equally well today, which is good to see from Zissou though, because I feel like this team we kind of almost started to write off in the sense of like, you know, they're just gonna get relegated out, like they're not looking good at all. I feel like losing 2 members of the team actually kind of benefited them, because it seems like Finland just has an endless amount of good players. They could just continue to pump out. Like they just got some factory somewhere just hidden that just produces them. I mean, the amount of them that have been poached by other teams, and now North America poaching them. Well, only one's finished, right? Because the other one's, what, Belgium?
Belgium.
Right?
So. Waffle country. I mean, I used to live there, so I know. I lived there for 6 years.
You ate a lot of waffles?
Yes, actually. That's why I needed to
waffles and chocolate.
Yes, I worked out so much when I came here. That's why I lost like 30 kilos.
That makes a lot of sense. A lot less waffles and chocolate out here.
Uh-huh. Less variety in general, but aside. Saves. On the outside here is Yunus. He's got laser sight on the M7. He'll be detected. Unfortunate saves, gets the kill. Yeah. Not a great spot here as you lose the bandit. Yunus was doing a pretty good job surviving, at least delaying as much as he could downstairs, but it's all done. Now, Navi are not bringing the buck, and I don't know if this is kind of a change they will continue to go through or not.
Citizen, as you can see, can still do similar work and also be able to see the footprint. So honestly, if you don't need the grenades and you can benefit from smokes, I actually do prefer Jackal on the pick, because clearing upstairs quickly is very important, and you know, he's just a useful operator with a good gun.
And as you say, they do similar things, not the same obviously, but
yeah,
you can open up certain locations. You have breaching charges as well that I assume Saves is bringing here, and he does indeed bring breaching charges, so it's there. You have the flexibility. It's not as much for destruction as you would be doing on a map like Cafe, where we were on earlier. So, or Bank. So here you go. It all works out well. Citizen trying to do as much work as he did in the previous round, where he came in around blue and did so much damage to his opponents. Doki actually finds Shate. So not only was the Nitro Cell lost, now the operator is as well.
Feels like Shate and Eunice are usually the first to die in these engagements, it seems like. The older members, both members coming from G2 previously.
Correct. And used to be all the way back in the day, so 2 of the top players from Finland. Movataho finds the gun. Citizen goes for the second gunfight, but he's taking so much damage. Kendrew, half HP. Oh, you're going to try to get the head here, but Movataho loses it. Boonsey finds Kendrew, and Nello to clear out the echo in the back. Yoniter in the perfect location to catch players as they drop. That's why you have that rotation hole set up. It's not really to move into the site as much as it is to catch people jumping on in. From Kitchen, And turns into a 2v2. Big advantage here. The Sisu, Yonador finds another one. He's solo on health, but that's not really what matters here. It's just that there is a gun for hire. Shotgun in the hand of Vincere. And he's waiting. Yonador is already checked, and Vincere hits the head. Shotgun dispatches Nello as Sisu bring around, even with Navi's big advantage. They all peeked the same location. They kind of forgot, hey, we might want to pressure the other spots.
Yeah, between Vincere and Yonador holding down from the church side, that freed up a lot for the player inside the smoke playing inside the dirt tunnel to be able to hold his position as long as possible, as well as the Echo didn't necessarily win all his fights, but he put a lot of pressure back on them, forced them to kind of focus on him while they were able to get at least one pick, and just that back and forth that they were able to play there absolutely worked out in terms of resisting them, because of course once the diffuser was dropped down, they had to continue to push, and they just didn't have the extra manpower to be able to get a lot of flanks going on. So overall, good defense there in a bit of a disparate situation. It looked like Navi were going to be able to win at first. Eunice actually is going to bring out Clash this time, just teasing instead the Vigil, but the Vigil is not going to be that great if, of course, they're going to be bringing the Jackal. So in this case, the Clash actually might be a bit more effective. I've got to wonder where they're going to use him, but he could be pretty useful in denying them from pushing in if the hole gets opened, as long as they can deny garage control. Because, of course, you can't really hold the breach hole if they're shooting you from behind in the garage catwalk, but you also can use it to help deny the garage. So some good flexibility in being able to deny map control with Eunice on that, but you got to play it smart. They are, of course, going to have the Zofia, and sometimes also it's easy to forget the usefulness of Thatcher on Clash. The reason being, the one thing Clash can do to stop you from getting the melee easily is the taser, and that gets taken away with the Thatcher EMP.
It's not always that you see that EMP used against the Clash specifically to disable their...
No, but it's something you can do, especially in combination with the Zofia.
Yeah, if she's going to stand out there,
yeah,
then it's definitely something that you can use.
Especially if you know you could go up for the melee safely without being hit by flanks or other people right behind. But yeah, it's those little bits of utility countering that they have. Obviously, Captau is even stronger, but Captau, of course, being banned yet again, so...
So, this looks like the same setup as we saw from Navi before, where they also will be stunning the bandit in the back.
There's not much Shete can do about this either, unfortunately.
No, unfortunately, you really can't do much about it. There have to be ADSs close by, but...
They're cleared out now?
Yeah, so that's why you saw the flashbangs being thrown in first.
I guess that's what thing you can do is if Yonador wanted to play by with an ADS in his pocket, stick one down after. That is something you could do because they are going to use the lifeline thinking it's cleared, and then you catch that, and then if they've got to have extra utility to clear it or use the other lifelines.
I like that line of thinking, and Eunice running the Clash here just to make sure that the flank is covered for Shate, so he can safely bandit trick. But the only thing he really has to worry about is Saves. And Saves is right now engaged in a gunfight against Movitaho. Movitaho will be forced back for just a moment, and there's Hibana waiting for him. Fortunately, Saves and Navi find 2 kills off of it, as both the Smoke and the Legion eliminated. Shate stun will be forced back. The wall will be opened up, and he's able to retreat right at the last second. Yonador takes half HP damage here as Eunice is trying to run away. I'm not sure where he's gone to at this point. You see Yonador still in the same position here up on the catwalk. Difficult one to push him off of. Yeah, they're going to go for it soon, though, now that they're opening that wall. And they've got a minute left to play with. That's plenty of time with 5 people and a man advantage like this to be able to push what they need to, especially if they clear out Eunice. Oh! It's over, but Kendra is the one to actually get taken down. But you know what? He's done his job. It is fine. They still got man advantage. The Clash themselves usually isn't going to be pushing back a ton. So this is not a terrible position to be in for Navi, but they've got to start also moving forward quickly. Shate, if he could land this kill, though, that could be a big blow against Navi. Yeah, Eunice has even switched around to his SMG. Shate turns his back against the wall. Saves right up close to him. And the Jackal has spotted one player in the back. That's the shot you wanted. Saves gets one. And you know that the Clash is close by. Saves with another. The 3K for him in the round. And here's the last one. The 4K from Saves. Wins it out. It's 3 rounds for Navi on attack on Clubhouse. That's pretty good. I mean, I hate to put it this way, but I feel like a lot of that was just due to too many early deaths by either Shate or Eunice. I mean, in that round in particular, though, both of them living much longer than normal also made it
look pretty good for a while there. But Shate just seemed like he was completely boxed in with his inability to kill the Zofia until he eventually got pushed, just not sure which way they're going to approach from. And then Eunice was only able to do so much with the shield, but I like that he was trying to deny some entry. Yonitor, however, though, could not solo control Garage himself and be able to still be effective to help his teammates from there. So the man advantage really kind of steamrolled at that point, despite the one trade back. We are going to see another shield played on Black Box, interestingly enough, by a different team. Now that they've switched sides, Navi on defense, they're also going to do a similar thing. They've got that shield there. So they set up the reinforcements on the wall. I don't know if they have enough operators for his double shield, but honestly, I can't even remember who has shields now because they switched around everyone's secondary gadgets on defense. Not literally everyone, but I think at least, you know, a third of the defenders switching around secondary gadgets. So, but that always spices up the meta, though. Whether or not those were good changes or not depends on how those play out. But it is interesting. For example, the one that I like to highlight is Jaeger now having bulletproof cameras, because usually the only way you ended up with a bulletproof camera is a Castle bringing it, which was rare because Castle usually brings impacts.
Yeah.
A Vigil bringing it, which a Vigil also benefits from impacts, or a Doc bringing it, which was the most common reason you saw it.
Yeah, and we saw Vigil as well every now and then.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen that happen a lot this season already. That door has become a door of death now. Just, you cannot safely enter that kitchen door anymore. More and more teams are contesting it.
You're losing the Zofia early on as well, which would have been great to have.
Shate early, unfortunately. I mean, I'm not trying to roast those two. I'm just saying, like, that is consistently not good for them as a team right now.
Yeah, and you're not really expecting anyone to be there, right?
No.
That's why Shate just kind of moved in and went for the stab in the...
You should know the amount of times that's happened.
It's true.
You really need to have a drone watching it. So have someone drone for you first. Make sure top of stairs is clear before you push in.
Well, Thermite Charge is going to go off here and open up the hatch. It's good that we have... Yeah. But hey, you never know, right? With Navi, things definitely can spiral out of control. Oh, here we go!
That's the second time now. And ironically, that's on Eunice. No, actually it was Shate who did it the first time. But still, again, Shate and Eunice early. And that was a great hit there. Well, Citizen, nice job. But Zissou now seriously down a lot of utility and gun power because those are two entry operators down. It's all down to utility, Hard Breach, and Thatcher now. They are at least getting the church wall open, so there is that, but they're also getting a kill against them, and wow, that just collapses flawlessly.
Navi just turn around, and because there's no manpower, there's no drones, no nothing to watch, everybody falls apart, and Navi secure the round. Wow, that
went back quick.
That was really quick. So I assume Navi now will go back. Yeah, they will go to cash. Makes sense. They already won their first round downstairs 4-3, and Capitao is banned, and Maverick is banned. So Maestro and Mira, whilst they have an effect, they're not the be-all, end-all for defense on Clubhouse.
Here's what I'm looking to see, though.
Sega.
Navi has been doing just fine clearing out the bandit from the wall. Can we see the same from Zissou? Assuming Navi are going to try and trick it as well, because it's not like it's an unknown thing. You pretty much, all you have to do is get the timing right. It's not like there's any magic to it. It's like, hey, you need to clear the ADSs, you need to hit it through the drone hole so you stun him right at the right time when you know he's going to be trying to trick it, timed well with the EMPs, and I mean, it's just all timing. The pieces are all there. But, you know, some teams can't pull it off. We've seen some teams really struggle with the timing. So, whereas, like, so for example, the highlight for me on that is Pengu on in the invitation, or not the invitation, but the Raleigh Major finals against Empire. I think it was the one against Empire, but he was really, really good at bandit tricking that wall consistently, and teams weren't stopping him very well. So it's definitely doable, but the other team has to kind of flub the timing a little bit, I think. So we'll see if they can do that. Especially if Shate doesn't die early, because that would make it very difficult to do, if not impossible. Yonitor probably going to be the one to open up an angle on Garage. Let's try and open this up a little bit. Just got to consider...
You're not going to be able to trick everything, so something has to remain open. Yeah, there's only one bandit, so... Well, you can only bring one bandit.
And only so many EMPs as well, and you have to be careful about using them anywhere else early, because you really need that breach wall open onto server. Like, it's worth using all three there if you have to. Shate, though, just making sure blue is clear. to be able to help secure this. But again, he really needs to not go in and die early if they want to actually try and stop Bandit Tricky, unless he's going to do the from below thing. We also used to see this be the more common way to do it before people realized the animation stopping, is they go below into lounge and then hit from below. But Eunice hitting from below himself from lounge, speaking of which, he's going to pave the way to make sure Shate is able to do what he needs to do and take down poor Kendrew. He's not going to be healing anyone. Nello definitely cautious now about trying to trick that. He's going to get pushed off, so they actually just go a different route and succeed. And Eunice, with it, picking up his second on a Citizen, getting revenge for last round. Looking pretty good for Zissou here. Boonsy only taking a tiny bit of damage, but they've already killed 2 really good players on Na'Vi. Now down to a little bit of utility left.
Reverse repel being set up here by Yonodar as Zissou are trying to do the work to enter the site. Yeah, there you see it. Wall's been opened up. There's no retreat just yet. The alarm bells have not sounded.
Got to do this so carefully. If you overextend yourself, you could just give him the kill.
Yeah. It can be very much free here, but you can't shoot through the railing as you could before, or there aren't these small holes in between them. Flashbangs will be thrown in as Shate will find the kill on Nello. Getting closer and closer here for victory for the round. Stunning the player in the back. Boonsy coming up, pre-firing into him. And there's Doki eliminated. The second should have been spotted here, but a tiny hole is what Saves is trying to use. Bit of damage done, but he can't drop anybody in the back. This is a very difficult angle to thread with the SMG-11. First smoke will come out. Watches the flank, but it's just not enough. Flawless from Zissou.
That's 2 flawless rounds in a row, but from different teams. Because it was flawless the previous round from Na'Vi.
What really happened here? Because Jonas just came in from below and did the work.
He absolutely did. That was he helped make up for the initial deaths from before with that round, especially now that it's tied. So
yeah, there was no need even for a buck to come in.
No,
you just impacted the bottom of the floor, and there you go. The wall was open. You got free kills off of it as well. Clear, done and dusted.
It was nicely done. Didn't have to go for the animation delay and a bit of that juggling. Just get rid of the bandit batteries. Didn't even have to depend on Thatcher. We also see the first Kaid come out here for Jim, but that is pretty common to see it on Jim. Just to be able to play a bit back safely if you want to try and stop those walls, the hot tub wall from getting open. Because, of course, we've seen what happens once it does. Things start rolling pretty far from there. And of course, got the castle that's pretty much mandatory for the site to succeed on it. Of course, got double hard breach, though. With just the Maverick being banned, it should be pretty doable, assuming Muga Tahoe is able to do his job in Thatchering correctly. Of course, the one thing that some teams bring that makes this a little bit easier on this attack is the sledge, to be able to open up any castle windows that you need to do, so you can save some of those lifelines, or save yourself time on having to hit people. But a lot of times, Zofia does bring a breach, and you can just open it with that instead of the castle barrier. You just have to be more careful, though, because it can be easy to get shot from the server window while you're trying to place that breach charge. So you really need someone to hold the angle and cover for you. And it looks like they do want to play pretty heavily in cash, so they will have the flexibility, if they can hold in here, to be able to peek that window. It becomes all the more essential where Doki's kind of playing to be able to rotate around. But he's just checking cameras right now to get some idea where they're approaching from. First, doesn't look like any peeks, though. Soft wall here on servers, interestingly enough. That's going to give Shate the ability to peek in. Of course, he's got a limited point of view. You don't have a buck or anything that can open up the wall pretty easily without expending some important utility, but it is going to get expended with the lifeline, and Eunice coming in from the flank window. They really need to clear this out. I mean, they've got 3 people to deal with in here. One of them on cameras, though. Says Doki, I think, still sitting on cams. But look at these angles.
Oh, bullet holes.
Doesn't know.
Ah, you can't spot him. Kendrew finds the kill on Eunice. This is definitely not holes that you can check. See the Valkyrie Doki picking up. He's got a huge advantage there. Quick sees. Damage done from below. Nello's low on HP and a bit of team damage close to it. That got a bit too close for comfort. But with a decent chunk of time wasted, see Na'Vi retreat. They'll leave one player inside to, I guess, die at this point with some support from construction. And there you go. That's the COD taken out. A 1-to-1 trade, but wasting as much time as humanly possible. Movataho firing in, and look at Saves. He's taking so much damage.
Yeah, he definitely is wishing there was a dock at this point. I mean, if he gets down, he'd actually benefit from it.
Which is rare nowadays.
Yeah.
Utility being used all around the map here. Is not sure where the explosives are happening. It's just things are blowing up.
Oh, well, you know, low health, it doesn't matter as much if you're able to get the jump on them here. But you got to have the good reaction time. And, oh, ducks back and forth. That was that. I mean, we don't know how well he could see that because we see the outline, but he is rotating between these two. Now, if they spot them, oh, he's going to give it away, though. Doesn't look like they're doing anything about it. He's still getting away with it.
Yeah, we're not sure if he's actually spotting the player in the back, but Doki firing in. He's still alive. There's still support from Saves, who just fires through the wall. Doki and Kendrew, in the moment. That's beautiful distraction. Come up from Saves, who's low on HP. He was going to die regardless. You find 2 kills off of it. Unfortunately, more bullet holes being put to use by Na'Vi, and Sisu just cannot find it. You can't blame him. These are holes that are just not meant to be spotted. And the mechanic is used and abused, and Yonador is last alive with so little time. The Fuser's in front and very much wide open for Na'Vi to keep watching. And that's all it takes. Na'Vi with another round.
I feel like almost every kill Na'Vi got was through a hole. Look at that, even the last one. That was 2 Kendrew got through holes, just constant peeking through bullet holes. That was the defense. That round was like, you know what? All right, come in, finally. You could come in, but we're going to be peeking from every tiny little hole possible, and it just didn't seem like GiFu had enough intel to be able to do much about it. They didn't know where they were playing on any of those given holes, despite them being soft walls. So Na'Vi now getting closer and closer to that match point. GiFu, though, only 1 point behind at the moment. They could still definitely bring this back. However, the only thing they've won so far is cash on their attack. As we know, attack is difficult here on Clubhouse, so Na'Vi starting so strong on attack definitely helped. But it was only 3-3 ties, so could definitely come back the other way. Kendrew up there with 12, looking pretty good, but Yonador also doing very well for his team. There at 9. So far, good still gameplay from both teams, but definitely some good back and forth. And Na'Vi looking, I think, a little bit more confident on defense sometimes than GiFu did after that first 2 rounds. But now that we're repeating sites, things should shift a little bit here because adaptations are going to come out likely from both teams. Kendrew opening things up. Interestingly, opening up the hatch there might indicate someone playing upstairs. Need the ability to rotate down safely to 2 different areas so he can't just be trapped on the drop. So we will likely see a roam going on. Nello looks like he's actually going for a run out here. Might have been to kill a drone. But either way, that is done now, and he's going to rotate back down to site. Eunice has had okay entries here so far, as if he can just not get C4'd, so hopefully he can continue to do that because they definitely need it. Between him and Shate, they need to get in and get some early picks here because Na'Vi tend to be very strong otherwise.
This is why you see Shate coming in from the freezer. Right? You just avoid, you drone in, you make sure there's nobody through there, and he also checked the top to make sure that there's nobody peeking him.
And they're calling out for C4s, but Citizen's already used his.
Kendrew's running the barbed wire this time.
Yeah, so they really are lacking on being able to counter Shate in there.
Okay. Confusing, but so be it. There should be only Citizen with anything really, at this point. Low on utility when it comes to Na'Vi, as GiFu have taken control. They will have all the time in the world to destroy as much as they want of this floorboard. Shate is weary of any nitro cells coming his way, but you can rest assured, Shate.
He's still going to put pressure on them regardless, even if he stands outside a lot of the time. Just opening the floors is enough, and there goes the impact. Looks like it's enough to stop the hatch from being opened.
No.
Nope. Yeah, it should be.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was only 2. It requires at least 4, so.
I think 3.
Was it just 3?
3. They changed it to 3. It was 4 in the beginning on TTS, and then was changed to 4.
I thought it was the other way around, 5 to 4, but either way. I'm sure someone out there can verify that.
So be it.
Either way, it's not open.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Grenades coming in now and not hitting anyone because he didn't have intel to, to verify there was someone there, just going for it in hopes he could catch someone. They are actually putting pressure here, though, through Dirt Tunnel, but there's someone waiting for him. I gotta imagine that saves. Nope, it's actually Kendrew. Little surprise. He also has a shotgun if he wants to play close on the super shorty, but that also is only 2 bullets, so.
So, Movataho comes around from blue, and he's actually doing quite a bit of work here, just destroying the barbed wire and then switching so much multitasking. And Nello, confused and dazed, the Citizen as well, falling to Jonas. Shate finds Kendrew and only 1 left. It saves with a shotgun. trying to rotate around blue here as one extra smoke will be used. The diffuser will be set in just a moment. Jonas eliminated finally through the chair. It's Sisu to find a round, and round 10 to go their way.
This is like a tie here.
Again? Oh, if Sisu lose 7-5 again, I'm going to be so sad.
Poor sad. I mean, it's definitely possible, but again, I think a tie is entirely within the realm of possibility here. Just between the back and forth we've seen, I think Eunice and Chat have actually been pretty good on the entry. Yes, they've been killed by some C4 or the spray through the doors, things like that. But overall, I think their entry has actually been pretty good, especially Eunice on the IQ has actually been putting some serious pressure on a lot of times early kills onto Na'Vi, and that's definitely been working out better than their defense plays. So kudos to them on that to be able to make up for some lost time on the defense side. Bring it back here, and
attackers need to locate and
definitely possible to get a third attack when it's just been back and forth. It was Na'Vi, Zissou, Na'Vi, Zissou. So no one seemed to be able to find a solid place to play. But Church has now gone either way. And now we continue the rotation here, back up to Cash. So Cash last time went attack-sided to Sisu. Could, though, rotate around to make this back and forth, put it on match point. But the thing that's a bummer for Sisu if that happens is, of course, that guarantees a minimum of a draw. They cannot win at that point. So they really want, of course, I mean, you want to win in every round, but especially this round to guarantee themselves 1 point. With being as struggling as they are points-wise, it's all the more important to try and collect those, although to be honest, I'm not sure that Zissou could necessarily dig themselves all that well out of the grave that they're in terms of potentially having to deal with relegations. Though the way they're playing lately, I definitely think there's some possibility they could not get relegated out. But as we all know, EU Challenger League is full of so many teams just waiting to claw their way in.
I was watching a bit of it last night as well, and yeah, it can
Bummer for Secret, though. They're just struggling a little.
It happens, but, here we are. For everybody watching out there that's a fan of EU Pro League, we highly recommend you watch EUCL. It's casted in quite a few languages, in German and Polish, in English, of course, and in French. In English, it's usually the R6 Benelux account and the Rainbow Six UK accounts that broadcast matches on there. So here you go. You can watch those among others. Doki will find Shate. Oh, but he's traded off by Jonas above. Oh, so much work being done by the IQ.
I think Jonas has definitely found his operator. A lot of good cameras, though, from Citizen, spotting a lot of the players unbeknownst to them, despite them having an IQ who could actually spot those. Because Jonas hasn't been big on his gadgets, but he's been doing very well with his gun. So I guess, making up for it a bit, but it would be nice to spot those cameras and know that they have that intel on your team.
I'm not sure how many of those cameras have been spotted. I mean, it's difficult for us to kind of tell.
No, we just saw all three shown, though.
So, because you don't have an echo, you don't really have to fear for much. So, the IQ is kind of extra in this space. And even then, the Commando's a pretty good gun. Movitov just kind of walks in and slaps Kendra, which is a very odd thing to happen. Usually there is some sort of information on it. Flashbang will come out, but 2 players have been lost by each team, and the wall has not been opened. So you'll see the Thatcher that was lost. Jonas getting up close and personal. Oh, but Nello wins the peak. Jonader further back by the doorway, so he's saved, I guess, from the bandit.
Man,
for now.
To Na'Vi, though. 50 seconds left, and Diffuser still just hang out outside because he hasn't opened the wall. This is actually looking pretty bad for Sisu. Na'Vi looking like they could come away with match point here, as long as they don't misplay this.
So Boonsy trying to juke it as the wall will be opened up. He's the one carrying the Diffuser, so you need him to be active ASAP. He's taking a bit of damage, but it's okay. It's due to some electricity in the past. Last smoke canister, I believe, was just used, so gotta be careful when it comes to utility. Boonsy with a great spot to plant. Unfortunately, a nitro cell and bullets go his way. And here's another one. Save, turns around and shotguns Jonader to finish it off. Na'Vi at map and match point. If possible.
Well, Zisu's last chance to salvage 1 point out of this.
They would literally double what they have.
Yeah. Well, if Na'Vi win, that just, as you mentioned earlier, helps put them still in the running for Japan. Really benefits that.
Yep.
Jim, though, not the best bomb site, but it is one that they have won previously. So
Navi tying today means that they would tie in points with Vitality and G2. Like, it's a 3-way tie for points.
it's crazy.
But if we look at the aggregate so far, Navi have beaten G2 7-4. And against Vitality, they have beaten them 10-8. So Navi, should they even tie this game, would already be third on the board. Confirmed. Not going to change pretty much for until Monday.
Yeah, wow. That's pretty impressive.
That is pretty darn good. So now all eyes are on Navi and as well on Giants, I want to say. Giants still have the final game of the evening against Penta to go. And it's a bitter rival for them in general, but specifically for the French League. For viewers out there that aren't really familiar with it, make sure you watch it if you're an EU fan. It's very important. Big part of domination of EU is to make sure that you have the region that constantly practices, plays, and as many national tournaments as humanly possible. But Giants should win today would be 4 points away from Team Empire at 22 compared to Empire's 18. That is pretty massive. Should we go to that? But eyes on Navi because if they even tie, they still take third place.
This was a risky move going to Gym because they could have gone to Church, and yes, they lost Church last time, but the only reason they won Gym was just all the tiny little peak holes, and you would assume that hopefully Sisu will be a little more prepared for this, but they don't necessarily know where they died from all the time. They might not have... Speaking of little holes, my goodness, Shate already below half health just from being on the jacuzzi tub. He might really need a little bit of dip to recover.
That has happened so many times where you just forget that you're a bit too much in the open, and then, well, you lose quite a bit of HP, but you saw there the castle barricades are kind of working out well, at least expending as much utility as humanly possible. There's a shield in the back there, should definitely be destroyed, and available to trick one, and zap the second!
Well played.
Citizen! Man, that was just so great.
That's already going to put a huge amount of hurt on poor Zissou there to try and get this stuff going. Only one exothermic left here, and of course that means you don't have one to open up the bathroom wall if you get in.
Does Shate have any more grenades left? No! The castle barricade. How are you going to blow that up?
That's right. Then
there's no Zofia.
They have breach charges though, at least to open the external ones. But yeah, the internal one, that is. I mean, maybe the X-Kairos.
Actually, it's a good point. That's exactly what Yonder is doing right now. If we heard it right. Yep. There you go.
All right.
But there's no more X-Kairos. The wall is still closed. At least it's going to be opened up here thanks to Boonsey, because you just... When you bring a Zofia, you just destroy the barricades and you're good to go. No bandit's going to stay in there.
Yeah, they really should have done that earlier.
Boonsey watching the bed as there's one in the back. Doki shot to bits. Nella with one in Citizen of the second. Saves will find Yonder, but that's all she wrote. Navi take round number 12 and the game with it. For the second time in a row this week, Sisu come close, but not close enough. And they lose 7-5. This time against Navi, who firmly take a higher position. They are at 18 points, tied for points with Team Empire. Above Vitality, above G2 by 2 points each. And what's their aggregate against Team Empire, you might be asking, because I'm asking that question as well. Empire beat them 7-2. Which means Navi confirmed in third spot, but they are tied with points with Team Empire, with G2 and Vitality unable to catch up to them until next week. And who plays on Monday? Navi plays Penta, G2 plays Sisu, and Vitality plays Empire. So
Empire are probably going to get some points.
They have... I mean, Empire play Vitality, but how was it in the past? How did they show up when they played against...
I mean, Vitality actually put up a really good fight, but I believe lost. Last time they fought.
Yeah, 7-5, and I think... I don't know which map they played. They played on Cafe. That was the first play day, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
So, hey, it's getting pretty exciting, to say the least. It's getting hot in here. Interview time. What's up, Doki?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. For the second time this week, we see you back on the interview board here. So first of all, congratulations on your victory here against Sisu. Their second loss of the week as well, 7-5. So you look at Clubhouse, there was something about your assaults that kind of looked a bit weak. I don't know what it really was, but Sisu were always able to kind of pick you off apart one by one. How would you see it from your perspective?
I mean, I think calling our assaults weak isn't maybe the right thing to say. I think you've got to give a bit of credit to Sisu. You know, they're great players. They're all individually very well skilled. I think they showed that last week as well against Giants. They took their gunfights and they seemed to win them. So we weren't ready, let's say, for that type of aggression. We knew that's what the game was going to be like because of their previous results in previous games. But I think they played pretty well. You got to give it to them. They're very aggressive when they needed to be. Junis pretty good in the entry, so I mean, give them some credit, you know.
Yeah, he definitely did do quite a bit of work. Now, one thing we saw used and abused by you guys and many other teams, you're not the only culprits in this, are the bullet holes. How important are these for strategies, and if not, at least how frustrating they are to play against?
They're very frustrating. I think every person who plays Siege will die from a bullet hole once a day, twice a day. I think Kendra used a lot of bullet holes this map next to rotations, looking at the master bedroom window on Jim. I mean, they're kind of a one-way angle. You got to kind of pre-fire and predict. You can't really see it, to be honest, especially when there's an explosion in the air or your mind's busy somewhere else. Yeah, the bullet holes, they're part of the game now, I guess. You got to get used to it.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, now, because you won this matchup, you are third place. You lost against Empire early on at 7-2. So you're at 7th place with 18 points, tied with Empire in points, above Vitality, above G2, who cannot retaliate until Monday night. And on Monday, you're playing against Penta Sports, who are at 7th place so far.
Are we? Aren't we playing Giants?
No, yes. Yes, you are. Yes, I was looking at Playday 11. So you're playing against Giants.
Gosh.
It happens, okay? Even I make mistakes, just like you do in game.
I made mistakes? Come on, Milos. Come on.
What is this? Milos night? Everybody's doing it. It's open mic here. All right, so you're playing Giants. It's a pretty big game on Monday.
Yeah.
How does this factor in? How's the preparation? You told me you have your new analyst on the squad. How important is it going to be with Shaq?
I mean, you know, Giants are a great team. We are a great team. We didn't show up so much last time we played them. However, I think we did really show up at DreamHack Valencia when we played against them. You know, that was a couple of max overtime maps, especially Consulate Clubhouse, I think. I can't remember exactly. But I think we've proven before that we could beat them. Now we just need to do it again. So yeah, here we go. Monday.
Only here, live on Rainbow Six, right? So, Doki, at the end of this, anything you'd like to say to your fans out there?
Yeah, just again, a big thank you to everyone supporting us, whether that be just following us, giving us all your love, or purchasing our merchandise, in-game skins. We really appreciate it, we really do. And again, just a big shout out to Navi, our player managers, Gig, Jack. You know, it's an incredible amount of support. So thanks everyone, appreciate it.
All right, Doki, thank you very much. Again, congratulations on your victory, 7-5 against Sisu on Clubhouse. We will see you on Monday against Giants. I got it right.
All right, have a good night.
Good night.
See you later. Bye-bye.